So welcome to Transfer Business and News with Ordained Crown Prince of Ghana and Poku-Hitzfield. It's another lovely Monday morning. Today's date is keys to portals of grace, power and abundance. And as the Ordained Crown Prince of Ghana, sometimes I need to let these secrets out so that our youth can tap into the glory. Our youth can tap into the grace. So today's date, as I said, 3rd July 2023. The 373. 3 is a very, very strong number in numerology, and 7 likewise. And if you know astrology like I do, and if you know quantum physics, quantum mechanism as a whole like I do, if I tell you today, when you pray to your forefathers, your life will change. So as the Ordained Crown Prince, as I said, it is my duty to tell the world today's date means that there is keys to grace, power and abundance. 2023 is our year of grace, power and abundance as Africans. So today, pray to your forefathers. For the first time, pray in the name of your own grandfather. For the first time in your life, pray in the name of your own grandfather to God and see how your life will change tonight. Now, of course, we will be discussing the Manchester United tour that will be kicking on in less than 9 days. We'll be talking about the fixtures that we will be playing. Of course, we will start against Leeds. Small Leeds. Leeds United, thank God they've gone back to the championship, man. So, this is just a small game. When they came back, we beat them 5-0, of course. Bruno Fernandes with that hat-trick. You remember in the opening day of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last season, right? When Ronaldo came, Ronaldo was on the bench. Then Bruno scored a hat-trick at Old Trafford. So Leeds, although they are our rivals, we see them more or less like one of the small teams, I know Leeds fans will kill me for saying this. So we will speak about that in a bit. Of course, we will speak about the likelihood that Mason Mount will be doing his medical today. The likelihood, because, of course, as I said, in 9 days' time, Manchester United will start the preseason tour against Leeds in Oslo. Now, speaking about Oslo, I miss my niece a lot, Randy Anderson. So today, I miss her a lot. Look at her, man. Now she's a grown girl. I think she'll be a grown girl by now. I still have this portrait. So, Randy, if you see this, your uncle misses you, okay? When are you coming back to Ghana? Right? I've been told not to go anywhere as the Ordained Crown Prince. So, I won't be going outside Africa for a very, very long time. Until my mission in Africa is done, right? So I love Norway. Of course, I love the snow. I love how cold Norway is as a Scandinavian country, as a country that practices socialism. People think democracy is the only system of governance that needs to be implemented around the world. No, you can practice socialism. And we have Pan-African system, which is better than socialism, which is better than communism, because it has been in existence for 800,000 years. People think that now people are saying aliens built the pyramids. They don't believe black people. We've always been here. We built everything. So, go figure. Now, let's talk about Mason Mount to Manchester United. And I am happy with the Mount signing. Now, anybody who knows football, who has been a coach before, right, will see Mason Mount and know what he will bring to the midfield at Manchester United. When you put Bruno and Mount together as two number 8s, pressing from the front, with Casemiro sweeping, with Onana behind. Now, speaking about Onana, Manchester United need Onana so bad. Now, we'll be talking about Onana and David De Gea in the latter part of the show. But let me focus on Mason Mount in a minute. So, Mason Mount. I love Mason Mount, and I think he will do a lot. He will put he will score many goals too. Now, I think Bruno Fernandes should go back with the I don't know how to put it. Mason Mount should be taking the free kicks near the penalty box going forward, because Bruno, the last one you scored was during COVID, right? Bruno hasn't scored from any direct free kick since. And let us give Mason Mount that opportunity to whip in those free kicks, set piece duties. Now we have Bruno, we have Eriksen, we have Marcus Rashford, and Mason Mount as possible free kick takers. We want to see more free kick goals, right? Direct free kicks. Because we used to have that in the locker as Manchester United fans. When we get the ball around the corner, we know if David Beckham is behind it, we are like 1-0, 1-0. But now we need all these things. We need players with that qualities. And I think Mason Mount will bring good set pieces. He will bring the person that will take the ball off the 8s, play the 1-2s, be in the box. Mason Mount is good. I love his style of play a lot. Ever since I saw him, I was like, this is a player. But unfortunately, last season, I don't know what happened, and everybody goes through life like that. We have something in economics, although I don't encourage anybody to learn economy anymore or economics anymore, because it will be a waste of time in life. In Africa going forward, we won't learn anything about economy. We would rather be computer scientists, working in big factories, producing large-scale things for the world, right? Than to be economists. And I hate those. Those are the reasons why Africa is where it is. Because it is low. Sorry, I used the B word, but then sometimes things like that happen. So let's talk about Mason Mount, right? Mason Mount. I love him. And the fact that he is coming in before we go on the preseason tour helps a lot. And I hope we can bring Onana in. What is happening with the takeover? You see, the takeover is still a cloud on Manchester United. So whatever we are doing, we are like, can we afford it? But we know when Sheikh Jassim comes in, come on, the fan base will go up and sales will go up. So whatever FFP rule that is there, the Manchester United under Sheikh Jassim Al Thani will generate so much funds in itself. So we don't need, who told you? We can go for Onana. There is a way around FFP, and it all has to do with revenue. And if I think a new ownership under Eric Ten Hag backing him this summer, do you know the sales that will go up everywhere? With regards to Manchester United, more money will come in, of course. And then FFP will be, because we generate our own revenue. Right? So I am just waiting. As I said, I have been in contact with Sheikh Jassim. I was in contact with one of the princes. So I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to Sheikh Jassim about Manchester United. My vision for the club in Africa, things that we need to do as a whole, you know, everything associated with Manchester United. And as the Ordained Crown Prince of Ghana, you see, that Manchester United are kicking on the tour, but then you see, no, they are not coming to Africa, and that is what I hate, right? So then I need to get my things right. I need to build stadiums. I need to build world-class facilities, training pitches across Africa, across Ghana, as the Ordained Crown Prince of Ghana, right? So these are the things that we will be implementing. As I said, I'm waiting for some huge something, right? We need to change Africa. Africa's unity is upon us, and a day at a time. Now, let me talk about Shatta Wale, man. Shatta Wale. Shatta, I said, I'm asking you this question. I just played No Problem before I started the show. Let me ask you this question, Shatta Wale. So when you said Chen Wanafe, Dachimenye Sika in No Problem, and I look at the journey from No Problem to Dancehall King in Ghana, I'm like, and now the Shatta Wale that has a feature with Beyonce. Now people keep forgetting that. People keep forgetting how big Shatta Wale is. He has a feature with Beyonce. Most people in the Americas don't have a feature with Beyonce, and they would die for one. So Shatta Wale is a king, and whatever he say he is, he deserves it. He has earned the right to be who he say he is. Because when Bandana was off, I remember from No Problem, he did a few tracks. Then he went, and people thought, where is Shatta? Where is Bandana? Not knowing. You see, this is what I tell people, that what you do with your time determines who you become in the future. And if you spend your time listening to gossip, you become an expert in gossip in the next 5 years. But then if you use that same time to work on your dream, what is your dream? Look and identify your gift. Mr. Steve Harvey will say that your gift is the things you do effortlessly, right? That thing, even if they don't pay you, you will keep doing it. That is where your gift is. Look at the opportunities that comes with the gift. Pursue it. It won't be easy, but that is where your billions will come from. Because when the money is not coming in, because it is your gift, you already want to do it, you will keep doing it, and there is always the light at the end of the tunnel. There is a big light there. There is always that big light there, but you may never know, right? You may never know. So keep working on your dream. So Shatta Wale was somewhere underground. He bought a computer. He started because he was already out there, known. Don't get me wrong, he was known already. But then he knew he needs to pay an engineer this. So then he went underground and learned everything music, and came back and rebranded himself as Shatta Wale and brought out Dancehall King in the whole Ghana. And then he got to with that guy. Shatta Wale needs to be studied. You know, he needs to be studied. And if people can look at the man, the ambition, they will see a top human being in that person. Most of the times, people will take a perception out there to judge you when they've never even met you. Then when they meet you, they are like, oh, you are way better. Now, people want to do all things to you, but then you don't have the right to respond. The cause and effect law. Don't go and say something about somebody and expect something different and expect a measured response. Because don't mention my name if you don't want me to mention your name. Let us all live life. Let us all create. We are co-creators in this thing called Earth. So welcome to Uncensored Friday. Hey, Magba. Welcome to Transfer Business and News. If you are now joining in, oh, sorry, Mr. Uncensored Friday. Since Uncensored Friday, no, Ajime Kaseni, now Ordained Crown Prince of Ghana in me wants to talk about Ghana and everything in Transfer Business and News when I decided to dedicate this show for Manchester United only. So even if I try to talk about Manchester United, before you realize I have diverted a bit, right? That is, it is what it is. Okay, so then let's talk about, I've spoken about Mason Mount, and I know what he will bring to Manchester United. I see what Eric Ten Hag sees when he wants Mason Mount there. And if we get... Now, Bruno Fernandes created the most chances in the Premier League last season. In the game against Hotspurs, and again, hit the 9 chances. All was from Bruno Fernandes' performance. And when you look at the fact that he played in the most true balls in the Premier League last season, you look at this fact and you put in Hurricane there with his goals, Bruno Fernandes' true pass, and you get somebody like Mason Mount behind. You look at Onana behind and you are like, whoa, now bring me the Premier League. Bring us on. But then we need strength in depth. That is why Sheikh Jassim, as I said, I can't wait to have that beautiful meeting with him. You know, I believe in the prince. I don't want to mention his name. Shout out to my brother, man, from Qatar, man, the ordained crown prince of Ghana. I am calling on the world. I am calling on everybody who wants to be African to come back to the motherland. We are closing the borders soon around Africa, and we are about to build. We are about to build like we've never built before. We won't spend our time praying to God when we can build with our hands. If you think God will do everything for you, then when you go to the bathroom, put a sponge down and keep praying and see whether God will bow for you. He will never do the things you can do for yourself. So if we need a hospital, we need to build it. If we need to make our waters clean, like Maldives, like Palawan, like wherever it is you and I as Africans, the youth of this generation. So my name is Obonkumenkuma Nananochi Bediako-Poku, the ordained crown prince of Ghana, and I always send love, grace, power and abundance to all my viewers, to all my subscribers. Pan-Africanism keeps growing, and I'm living in my dream. I am living in my dream. Are you living in your dream? People think the following on social media makes you who you are. Sometimes, apparently, people are losing respect. There is a TikTok voice that I use. Apparently, people are losing respect for me because I'm doing TikTok videos. And I'm like, somebody who has written 2,669 software patents in Pan-Africanism. How can just TikTok videos defame your character? Like, people want you to be this strict authority and leader. Now, come on, this is life. We are here to live it to the fullest. And as the ordained crown prince of Ghana, very soon you will see more sides of me. The football coach, the person doing the cooking shows. Very soon, my cooking shows will come on your screen. So I want you to see what I can bring to the world. We are all co-creators in this thing called Earth. That is why I wonder, and as a conscious being, I always wonder why in 2023 certain systems are in Africa. That is why we are making sure people who didn't respect us, people who didn't appreciate our worth in this thing called life, we are taking our dignity back, and we are going to build our continent a day at a time to be what we think it should be. We've seen what Dubai can do, and if 2 million people can do that, 1.5 billion black people can do way better. Black people can do way better. And I'm setting a challenge to every youth in Ghana, in Africa, everywhere you find yourself on this beautiful continent called Africa, the biggest continent in the world, the richest continent in the world. We are all rich people. It's all about the mindset. Now we are going to think $1 billion thinking. And because of that, our resources are going nowhere. Because we are going to create industries for our resources. We are going to build stadiums. We are going to build 100,000 stadiums across Africa. Because we'll make it multi-purpose. Where Wizkid can go there and fill it up. Where Sarkodie can travel to anywhere in Africa and fill it up. Those are the visions of the ordained crown prince of Ghana. And a day at a time, you and I keep tapping and sharing my videos. Go on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You will see the beginning. You will see from my first video to this video, the growth. And maybe, just maybe, you can take a thing or two about whatever I have said. I have over 200 videos on YouTube. Go and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Reunited Life. Reunited Life is, now you will see the badge red, black, and white. What I meant is, whether you are a black person, whether you are a white person, we all bleed red. And that is the idea with the color. Now, also, Reunited means we are reunited for that red devil inside us. And of course, I'm a Manchester United fan, and they call us Red Devils, and we are reunited there. Reunited Life is for everybody. I want it to be for everybody. Equality in thinking, where people don't think they are superior to people. So Reunited Life, I want to build an edifice for Reunited Life in Ghana, somewhere. I won't tell you guys, I'm still working on it. The very big place for Reunited Life. And maybe we can bring in Manchester United fans across Africa every year to Ghana. And let us have fun. You will meet me, of course. We can share a thing or two. You can tell me your worries. I can tell you my worries. We can learn from each other and move forward as Africans. We need to. That is why we want to build subways across Africa. We are changing the whole coastal lines in Ghana. Now, we are building around Africa. We are going to put subways there. We are changing our coastal lines to beaches, apartments. They said maybe aliens built the pyramids. They don't believe that black people, we of Africa, can build that. We will show them when we have, because as I said, 500 years and more we've known white people. All they do is take from us. So if somebody is your friend and that person keeps hurting you, you have the right to be like, enough is enough. I won't let you hurt me anymore. You know what? Enough is enough. Be at your end. Be in your home. And let me be in my home. You can't be the oppressor and the judge at the same time. You can't come and teach us democracy when we have been... As I said, when I want to talk about Manchester United, then the ordained crown prince of Ghana in me wants me to talk about Ghana and Africa. Let me talk about Alejandro Garnacho. So Alejandro Garnacho celebrated his 19th birthday, and I'm like, Viva Garnacho. Wow, 19 years. He is now 19 years, and he has played with Cristiano Ronaldo. Check. Because I remember Cristiano Ronaldo assisting him in the game against Sociedad in the Europa League, right? So Cristiano Ronaldo assisted Garnacho. So Garnacho's football career, he'll be like Cristiano Ronaldo, check. And then he has had a chance to play with Lionel Messi too. And I'm like, this boy is checking the GOATs like, come on, Alejandro Garnacho. And then when you think about it, he's expecting a child with his fiancée. He has a new contract. Last 2 seasons, he won the FA Youth Cup with the United and reserves, right? United reserves. And then he has the opportunity to come to the first team. He plays his first game. He scores goals. He assists. So for a 19-year-old, life is going smoothly for him. And I'm sending more grace. I'm sending more power. I'm sending abundance. But what I want Alejandro Garnacho to know is that life is not all about roses. The hard times will come. But it is you getting back to these times where your energy levels was up is what is important. So always remember who you are. Viva Garnacho. Happy birthday to Alejandro Garnacho of Manchester United. Now, speaking about Manchester United, again, let me talk about David De Gea leaving on a free transfer. Of course, the option is still open for him to sign a contract with Manchester United. But then we want Andre Onana of Inter Milan because he will change the way Manchester United play. But then when I think of the fact that the option is still open for De Gea, I'm like, when we played City in the FA Cup final, of course, Ederson was injured, but then Ortega played similar to Ederson, and I'm like, can we say the same if De Gea is still our second goalkeeper and let's say Onana is injured? We will go back to the De Gea we've known. So every chapter, you see, life, nothing lasts forever. And then you move on to different phases. The David De Gea story is a beautiful story. He is a legend and will be a Manchester United legend. But everything comes to an end. And probably this is where I think he should go to Saudi and experience the world in a different view. Be a legend in Saudi too. So now I think I would advise De Gea to go to Saudi. of course, let him. There are good players going there, and be the start of something in Saudi. That is what I see the Saudi project, right? Because very soon Africa will have our own projects where our players will not even want to travel anywhere, because what we will pay them will be more. We are on the biggest continent. We are the richest people in the world. Black people, we are the richest people in the world. Look at what is the name? Products. Black people consume more, right? That is what we don't. You see, we don't know our worth, and we've been told who we are for too long. And as the ordained Crown Prince of Ghana and an enlightened being, and what I know, I need to tell my brothers, what is knowledge if it is not being shared? How can you be the ordained Crown Prince of Ghana and keep whatever is being taught to you by your forefathers? Maybe you can access into the wisdom from that quantum field. I can. So when I get it, I need to give it to my brothers and sisters across Africa. Okay. So De Gea, of course, he's been a legend. But then everything comes to an end, man. David De Gea, much love. Of course, everything comes to an end. We need Onana and Raya. Similar style. Onana and Raya. Bring in Onana. Wait for Raya. Or even Matia Kova. Matthias Kova won the league in Czech Republic, right? And I think sometimes all you need to give people are chances. Give him the chance. Give him Old Trafford. Give him 5 games. Give him 10 games to prove what he can do. If he can't, you move on from him. That is why people like Marshall need to leave this summer, because we've given them so many chances. It will never happen at Manchester United. It will never, ever, ever happen, right? And Lisandro Martinez is back in training. And I can't wait for Licha to be back for the preseason games to build fitness ahead of next season. Now, Ethan Laird has also departed Manchester United. And of course, I was a bit disappointed with the fee and everything, right? But then not every youth player can become a regular Manchester United player, right? We need to make it the best of the best. Be the best out there so that you play for Manchester United, right? So Ethan Laird has left the club on a permanent transfer to Birmingham. And let us talk about the tour that we will be going on, Manchester United tour. We will be playing Leeds in Oslo. As I said, I've sent love to my niece in Oslo, Norway, Randy Anderson. I'm sending love, grace, power, and abundance to my beautiful niece, Randy Anderson in Norway. Now, Manchester United will play Lyon again. And I remember the Champions League game against Lyon when Ruud van Nistelrooy was at Manchester United. And he played against Michael Essien. I watched that game. Man, it was an epic game. Now, we'll be playing Arsenal in preseason. Imagine we playing Arsenal with Arsenal signing Declan Rice. I can't wait for this takeover. We need to hijack. I don't care if Declan Rice hasn't written anything on the paper as an Arsenal fan. If the takeover is completed today, Sheikh Jassim Altani, we want to put a bid in for Declan Rice. Let us give him the options. I would rather go in late than to never go in, because I see Declan Rice changing our midfield entirely. Bring in Mounts. We need strength in depth. That is why Pep wins everything now. That is why he has won the treble. Because look at Pep when they start the season. Gundogan is always on the bench. Sometimes he's not even in the match day squad. But then you know what? He is preparing him for that February, March, April, May, where he will come in hungry and then he wins city things. You've not noticed. So if we can get Bruno Fernandes sometimes sitting down for 10 games, just resting, and we are still winning. Imagine if Bruno can come in, because let's be truthful, he's been playing so many games, and I recommend him for being that ox that he is. But then there will come a time, the downside in life, maybe injuries, right? So we need to have somebody who can at least compete with Bruno Fernandes for his position, right? So that we get sometimes Bruno sitting down, Mason Mount playing, and maybe Declan Rice, Casemiro, sometimes Eriksen, Casemiro, sometimes Caicedo. We need options. If we will need, because what City are doing, they are adding to that squad every year with quality. And if we are not careful, our records will be tumbled and tumbled and tumbled. Because if they win next year, it means City are the ultimate, right? And I don't want that as a Manchester United fan. So we'll be playing Arsenal, we'll be playing Wrexham, we'll be playing Real Madrid, of course, on the 27th of July. Games against Real Madrid is always a cracker, right? I remember the Big Apple being the biggest sellout in US history when Manchester United played Real Madrid in 2014 at the Big Apple. Record attendance for a football game, or they call it soccer, right? For a soccer game. So then we will play Real Madrid, and then we will play Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund is a good game to play. I love Dortmund, you know. They are a good side. Signal Iduna. I hope we will go to Signal Iduna. I don't know where we'll be played. Maybe around the US. Once again, Manchester United are not coming to Africa, right? And that will change very, very, very soon. All these things will change if we respect ourselves and build facilities. Now people will want to associate themselves with Africa. All will change when you and I will work in unison for Pan-Africanism, for Africa, sacking democracy, sacking religion, and putting all the divisions that is dividing you and I not to prosper going forward, right? Okay, so Manchester United will play Lens and we will play Athletic Club. So Leeds, Lyon, Arsenal, Wrexham, Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Lens from France, and Athletic Club from... Is Athletic Club the same as Athletic Bilbao? Is it the same club where Ander Herrera used to play? Where Ika Munayin? I remember when we played Bilbao, how Ika Munayin was a young chap. Ander Herrera was in. Estebaria. Is it Estebaria? Whoa, those players, Charlie, what they did to Manchester United. I remember that game so well because Munayin was in the form of his life. Man, Charlie, let me leave you guys. Let us talk about a few transfers news, right? Transfer updates and Onana. Hopefully, we can bring him in as soon as possible. But then, of course, Mason Mount may be doing his medical today. It's not that official, and our next game is in 9 days' time. Our next game is in 9 days' time against Leeds in Norway. Okay, it's been a pleasure having you. I've been here for long, man. This is Transfer Business and News. Today is a portal for grace, power, and abundance. Pray to your forefathers as an African and get instant response. I've said it. If you believe that a white man with blue eyes died for you to be alive today, be there and be in that program. Instead, let me leave you with grace, power, and abundance. Let me play No Problem again. And then I'm a person with Basa. No Problem again to end the show, man. Wale, No Problem.